What's up, everybody? Brett Mix here for the Macho Wrestling 101, and I'm just going over the Raw results for tonight's show on October the 7th, 2024 from St. Louis's Enterprise Center. Last week's embarrassing rating, 1.2. They can't get much worse than that. There's only one way to go when you're that low, and that's up. So it should be a bit better coming off a PLE event, coming off The Rock's appearance, and so on. Maybe the Monday Night Football game isn't as intriguing. Before I get into the show, I just wanted to quickly say I'm 3 people away from 500 subscribers. I've only had the channel half a year, so this blows me away. Thank you to everybody that has joined. All right, so we kick it off, and we see Sexy Red in the ring. WWE always trying to do a crossover appeal. And like I said, Sexy Red was there, and she's welcoming us all to Raw. Then we get the video package of Bad Blood, because of course they have to show that. They always have to show everything that happened the week before, or because they know that they have nobody watching. It's not a good problem to have. I'm reminded of it every time we get a video package, but unfortunately, it must help some people, so that's why they do it. So that's what we got. Then we get CM Punk limping his way down to the ramp. He didn't have to go far to do that because he just stayed at the entrance stage, sort of where they did the Nitro promos all the time. Just the front of the ramp. If there was a ramp, the entrance aisle. Punk was limping out the way and didn't look good. And when does it ever look good? This guy's always injured. This guy's always on the sidelines, it seems like. It's just like Edge. Punk's promo, like, he's always having a comeback. Punk's promo was genuine. Rollins and the thing is so contrived and redundant, it's almost nauseating now. Rollins with a cheap pop, just like his wife. They always have to do that. Right here in St. Louis, the man has come to St. Louis. It's like they talk to each other. What can we do to stay over, Becky? Oh, I don't know, Seth. Colby. I don't know, Colby. Let's name the city. That'll work. They do it every week, and it never fails because the audience always chants, "That's where we're from." Like The Rock's 03 promo from Toronto, making fun of that. He said Toronto. That's where we're from. It shouldn't matter, but they give them cheap pop every time. He says, "Get the camera in close." We get too close of a picture, just kind of like that. And he talks about Bronson Reed and how he's going to, after 6 tsunamis, he knows his name. Fair enough. And then he says he wants Punk to come back so he can retire him for good. Sure, Seth. Sure. Felt that the IC title opener would open the show, and it did as far as in-ring progress goes. I thought it was going to be first the match. I didn't know we'd get a promo first, so I was wrong about that. But they did open the in-ring action with the IC title match. I figured there wouldn't be a clean finish here since they're both faces, but you never know. You never know. He made quick work in just over 6 minutes with a commercial in between, so we only saw like 4 of the 6 minutes. Xavier doesn't shake his hand, though, so there's the... I knew it wouldn't be a clean face over a clean face with a clean finish and then nothing. I knew there'd be something involved. Xavier doesn't shake his hand. And then something funny happens. Braun Breaker comes in and destroys him, and he finally looks good like he should have last week. And I'm saying to myself in the live stream chat I had, this is what we should have had last week. And the commentator then goes, "If you felt he wasn't a badass last week because all he said was congratulations," that's exactly what I said on this channel. I'm not saying they saw me. I'm nowhere near big enough to be seen by them, but there must have been other fans feeling the way I felt last week because they alluded to that and they made him like 180 different, not 360 because that takes you all around. You know that it takes you to the same place. So a 180 change in Braun Breaker this week, which is good. He is a badass, so let's treat him like one. So they adjusted. Jackie Redmond tried to get words, and he said none, which is good because sometimes the best words are nothing said, like Goldberg when he rose to the top. They play the Triple H Crown Jewel Champion thing, which is just ridiculous. More on that later. I'll say that at the end of this review. 2 world titles is dumb enough when they're going to guarantee one's going to be losing. I'll just say that as a foreshadow. Then we had Dunn and Sheamus in a Donnybrook match. Some good brutality. Dunn landing on the table and it didn't break. The amazing spot, though, through the table in the air. Dunn kicking out was amazing. Sheamus kicking out with his hands wrapped behind his back with zip ties. Did his kick, and it was quite the visual to see him pinning him with his hands tied behind his back. Then we have Rhodes talking about Crown Jewel like he wants the title. Then the Judgment Day looks so unconvincing. They need a top heel who's big. And then what happens? Raquel Rodriguez, a heel who is big, but it's a woman, and I don't mean to discriminate. I just think that they need a top heel. I'm thinking like Drew Mac and somebody like that. Need like an established main event heel in that faction, like Damian Priest there, and Rhea Ripley left such a void in that group. Carlito and Raquel Rodriguez don't make it simply that much better. But does Raquel Rodriguez make it better than it was? Yeah. At least they're doing something in that in that sense. Judgment Day don't get any of the big wins either, so that'll have to change. Liv needs clean wins to justify her reign. Obviously, heels don't always win unconvincingly, but she still needs that. Then we had Pure Fusion Collective. It's just such a bad name for a group. There's some badasses in that group. Zoe Stark, and they're badasses. But the problem with it is the name, Pure Fusion Collective. Shayna Baszler, they're all, it's just the name. They need to get better at it. It's on Absolution levels. Remember that group Absolution? Yeah, it's kind of like that. We had the main event. We had the 10-woman tag, and it just seems so choreographed. All of them brawl at the same time, or all of them do high spots at the same time. Commercial, back to the match, and the faces win. So that Pure Fusion Collective didn't even get the victory over the people like Natalya. No offense to Natty, she's been great, but come on, it's 2024. If this is the group you're pushing, let them win. Anyways, after that, we had the main event. We had Sami Zayn and Gunther. Good match. No one in any realm thought Sami Zayn was going to win the world title here from Gunther. So that took away some of it. It was kind of like watching Undertaker's streak matches in the end, like in the later streak matches, like versus CM Punk, where you know he's not going to lose, versus Edge. We're talking about Undertaker's WrestleMania matches. So you want to excite yourself, but you know it's not going to happen. That's why the Brock Undertaker match was pretty good, because it ended that not going to happen feeling. But this one, Gunther got the win, and then of course Cody comes out and they have face-to-face. So now I'll allude back to that whole champion versus champion thing. The Crown Jewel Championship is such a joke. And rather than make a separate video to rant on this, I just want to talk about the Crown Jewel Championship for a second. Why would you have your world champion at 1 p.m. in the afternoon our time jobbing all the way across the world on a big event like that? If you want to establish this as a big event, let's call it a big event. It's going to be in a stadium size, right? Why would you have your world champion? If you're going to have two world champions and they're going to face each other, make it a unification match. If you're going to have two world champions, don't let them face each other. One of them has to lose. And Triple H even said one of them is going to win. So we're guaranteeing that one of them is going to lose, and I think Cody Rhodes is going to lose. I think they're going to have Gunther win, and there's many reasons, and I'll say that as the weeks go on. But for now, I just want to talk about how ridiculous the Crown Jewel Championship is. I mean, I think Triple H knows that Paul. He knows that the Crown Jewel Championship is always going to get mocked or booed, so having it on a heel seems more natural, and that's one of the reasons I think Gunther's going to beat Cody Rhodes. But they do the stare down. Nothing happens, of course, and that's the show. Not that great. Not that great at all. I thought the IC title match could have been so much more. The main event was good, but again, remember, it was lacking in the whole believability part with Sami Zayn. They didn't expand on the Miz and R-Truth as much as I was hoping. The CM Punk thing left me rolling my eyes again about how I knew if they put him in a Hell in a Cell match, he was bound to get hurt. They did answer the Seth Rollins thing, but Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman weren't even on the show. There's more character work with Xavier. So there are things going on, but was it a great Raw? No. Was it good Raw? I wouldn't call it a good Raw either. I would just call this an average Raw. But it's going to get a rating better than a 1.2 because it's hard to fall back lower than you've already been. And that's pretty damn low. Anyways, I just thought I'd come on here and do some quick Raw thoughts. Again, hit like and subscribe if you like the channel. I usually cover Monday Night Wars, and I archive them. But tonight I thought I'd just cover WWE Raw. Anyways, hit me up in my live stream when I go live. I'm Brett Mix for Macho Wrestling 101, and that's the Raw review for October the 7th, 2024. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm out.